Hello, I'm Stephen McMason and welcome to Room Tour, or Tour Rooms, or whatever I've called these. This is part 2 of Arcadia. The first part is just in the hallway there. I've just moved here. I'm trying to get these filmed quite shortly because this room, it's just overwhelming. I start with a corner and I'll just find myself just ranting for ages, so I will find myself ranting. Everything you probably see in this has a video on the channel. Now let's just talk about the first thing where bangs you in the face, the thing. That was my first thing I bought, no pun intended there, when I quit smoking after a year. I smoked for a very long time. I still haven't got that £13 back. I went to the shop the other week and Matty hollered and goes, "Oh, pick us up some cigarettes." I was like, "Yeah, no problem." And the woman said 13 quid for a 20 pack. I was like, what? Fucking hell, I mean, it's so expensive. But Alex at Transform Your Image, who did a lot of stuff in the other room, printed that on glass. That is so heavy, it's dangerous, and I've never... much of the times I could build an extra shelf on there, I haven't bothered. It's glowing blue, and as you can see, the neon light not really showing that much. I must wear my gun. I'm going to turn the light off. If I was going to turn this light off, the neon light always glows out on the night time. As you can see, it goes around the corner, and that's it. One of the main things that inspired me to buy that and get that done, bright light back on, is the mist. I love the bit, I love the imagery, and I can't wait when I move for that to be a prime place. See how I shine it all the time, they keep it Sutherland in the mirrors. So yeah, that was one of the biggest things. I got a Donatello there, and recently I destroyed my Donatello collection. I'm a big massive fan of the Turtles, and I pretty love that range. That's from Games Galaxy. Donatello doesn't seem to be much people's favourite one, but it's my favourite one, so it's pretty cool. This is mainly VHS of the month, really. I normally put like my recent VHS what I buy, so it slaps bang there. At the moment we've got Without Malice, which is just fucking rare as fuck. The Without Malice starring Corey Haim is one of those movies that came along in such a short burst, and it's a Canadian based movie. They go in the woods, they accidentally shoot a guy by mistake when they're looking for a deer. Haim really comes in performance. Had the DVD years ago, and when I moved house, my mum chucked a lot of stuff I left. You know when you leave something there for safekeeping? And for years it's took me a long time to get my collection back, mainly of the VHS ranges and stuff like that. And Without Malice, so rare, some guy was trying to sell it for £100 on eBay. I was like, fucking hell, no way. And then someone bought it for £100. I was like, fucking hell, but I'm not. And then fucking by a twist of turn of events, the VHS appeared, and I was like, holy shit. And I didn't shut up to Brittany, bless her. I was like, buy this, buy this, buy this. And then I was like, fucking buy it. And she did, because again, it's at an era where VHS, this has got to be one of the last ever VHSs made, because this is early 2000s VHS. This is a proper sample box, and yeah, it's fucking class to actually own. So that's been sitting there, along with a recently added Dream Machine, which is something I've wanted for years. And if you check out the channel, there's a Weird Wacky but Wonderful for that. I wanted that, and if you check out the video, it's weird. Recently added as well, Static X signed album. I helped funded that album. That's just come recently. That's a new album. Been meaning to frame that, but I haven't got a chance to do it. Next up, signed copy of Dog Soldiers. That used to be there, but we'll get to there in a minute. It's signed by Sean Purreid, who's an awesome guy. It's been left out mainly because my cousin made that movie, if you didn't know that, and he said he's going to sign it. He's also going to sign my Descent poster, but we're locked down, I haven't seen him. Next up, Space Vixen. That's awesome. That was a present off my uncle Peter. They moved back down from Shetland a couple of years ago, and I was just sitting around there, a cup of tea, and he ran in and came in with this box, and I was like, what the fuck? And he's a massive into sci-fi stuff and all that. He's appeared on the channel and the camera videos and stuff, and just give us that, and like, to me, just so quirky and offbeat, and I love it how she just perfectly rests against the wall. So around here, the VHS is building it up. So you've got 3 stacks of VHSs. Small box, big box, whatever I can fit there. So you've got Bloodsport. You've got, normally like, there's some good ones out here, but there's a shelf here, which you just can't see. Where Freak sits on there. Again, there's going to be loads of overlays. That's signed by Alex Winter. Boo dude, he was pretty cool to meet. I normally keep our VHSs quite like. You can't see underneath here, so we'll go along the shelf. So going up the shelf here, the Edge of Honor, recently put there. That's Corey Feldman, a VHS, so rare, and it's signed right across his mush by Feldman himself. Used to be on the other side of the room, you can never fucking see it. And then one night I was like, ooh, like on the edge of honour. So I did that. Above edge of honour, which you can't really see, it's facing that way, is Event Horizon. I talked about it in the other room. It fell off the wall one day and then found its way into here and then slipped it up there. That's signed by Sean Perdreed, who's a really awesome dude. You can just see it there. Lost Boys Laserdisc, how the fuck that does not fall off. Signed by the one and only Jason Patrick, who was really cool. And when I met Jason, he was more interested about taking a picture in a nook than a picture of himself. Again, VHSs, stereo of echoes. I try not to have... There's been a few times where people have commented, why the fuck you got that on VHS? And I'll be like, what are you fucking talking about? And then, like, in the background, there's Bulletproof, for example. Someone will be like, oh, well, you've got such and such. I was like, fuck, I didn't even know I had that. There's so many VHSs in this room. So there'll be a couple of times I've purposely moved it. But that is all the way at the ceiling. There's a shelf above here that's the foundation for. And that's the foundation for. So it's like, oh, don't move anything. So yeah, big box VHSs crinked around. So stuff like Broken Arrow, Specialist, Over the Top, Cool Runs, Moonwalker. I've been looking for that. Cliffhanger again. Okay, I don't know why I would say that. One Night Only. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Hard Target. Bottom. You know what I mean? So, now, you can't see underneath the shelf, so I'll have to remember to do a bit underneath the shelf. So, and you can't see above the shelf, can you? So I'm just going to walk this way a bit and keep on talking. On this side, half the shelf, as I've spoke to you about this in the past, my ex-girlfriend Rachel lives like next door. And one day she had that in the honest, can I have that? And it's just great, like, to have that passing, like, of life, you know what I mean, next door. So it's always really cool, you know what I mean. It could be socially awkward, but it never has been. So what you can see here, there's a cat face that I drew, so it looks like Milo. That sticks from Kenya, as I talked about this before. My mum was raised in Kenya. Nil, I'm forgetting what, Bad Witches. Mason for your man cave, Nil, and there's a little sticker of where Nil's comic book stuff. Just slap that on my locker one day. There's a picture of me nana, me and me mum and me nana on that picture there as well. I'll not move that yet, I'll move that when I take the pictures. So I said my nana was a massive influence in my life on a younger age. Right, up here, all of these had metal framework. So there's Lost Boys, Friday the 13th, Halloween. There's a fourth one. There's a fourth one, but I can't remember what it is. Something. They all fell down the side. Oh, The Thing. I've got them in the boot sale. They're all printed on metal. And they look nicely, but then they fell down the back. I was like, for fuck's sake. At the very top, the Banana Men. They are made by Chris Angel. Oh, there's me necklace. They're the originals. If Chris is watching this, they fell off one day and broke. I've had to glue them back together. Chris is like, the fuck. But yeah, Chris, they are used a lot originally in NA2 creates stuff. So they did the War Angels, and it's like, they've got to live here. Underneath, it's me. That's where I live. And for some reason at the moment, you've got Jack Skellington and a fucking monkey ripping his face off. They've been moved and just left there for a minute. But yeah, the model of me was done in Prague, computer designed and stuff, before I had a beard. But it's fucking awesome how it's got the tattoo. Underneath that is, you can see, can't you? That is a dragon bought on the streets of China when I was in China. And it's the only thing I really bought back from China. It's ridiculously heavy. It's so lush. I've always wanted something like that, and to actually buy one from China as well. Little prime. The tiles these are sitting on, as you can probably see on the videos, the tiles are actually from my nana's old house. There's a few of them scattered around. Maybe see it on there. We can see watches in the corner. There's red tiles. I just love them red tiles. Proper 80s. So that's all you can see there. Again, VHS is holding up the next shelf. The corner will be a separate video, what you can see. But I just need to move the camera angle after that massive rant. Didn't move the camera angle far, just poof. And I just went poof. Big box VHS is coming to about there and sitting like a nice shelf. So you've got an original My Pet Monster, Count Ducklier, you've got Snarf, and I think there's an original Mogwai behind him. Just like started off as a little shelf and then got there. So you've got like a couple of weird things. You've got the signed thing book. The book from Serendipity, of course, who would have it? And Brits even wrote a phone number in that. That's pretty cool. Original Watches book, I love that. There's a random Last Man Standing, twice. because I love that VHS cover, especially in the UV light, because it glows like a motherfucker. I don't know why that's just sitting there. Stranger Things book, Big Trouble Little China book, and Thomas Hodges' The Art of VHS book sitting there as well. They should really be in the other room. Just I've never really had a big book display. As you can see, there's Freaked Out, talked about before. The VHS you can see there's Ski Patrol. I absolutely love that movie. As I say, just certain VHSs stick out. None of them are going to stick out there because I'll knock them walking into the room. But as you can see, there's just VHS after VHS. You've got stuff like Marked for Death, Judgment Night, Virus, Suburban Commando, The Head, Space Truckers, Without a Paddle, Anaconda, Higher Learning, Kilimanjaro, Prison, Deep Rising. They're just all over the place. Basketball Diaries, you know what I mean. So this as well sits down here. This is another post that used to be back on my door on the way, and then when there was a club and concert called Presidents, is how long this goes back, and it was going to be called Yam Yams, like whatever, and then they changed it to Area 51, and they were like Area 51 stuff, and I had the poster, and I think it got digitally scanned and like printed on metal. Now that there's going to be outtakes of that involving that sign, because that is being victimised to Cooper, Galley, Wake Ups. There's a few clips from the past, and that's the original used in the Better Than FA movie, because when you hit that, it's got such a noise. And as I say, you've been for a treat just for this one, for that. But that's it down there. And something was just buried around the door there. I've got a 10-pin ball just sitting down there. Again, just glows like motherfucking UV light. Here, can you see here? Right, we've got, oh, I can't move. Again, camera graveyard. You've got 2 VHSs from Global which were never returned, and they come in that classic fucking blue box. But then you've got the JVC camera and the Panasonic cameras. Both have been products of filming for years, and then both died. Going down, you've got this Kiwi thing here. I'm here. That was given to me as a kid, about 95ish. It's full of fucking coins. I remember getting this tube off my dad when he lived in New Zealand, and like working out the summit in there, and that popped out, and that's been enough for ornament. That should really be more on display. Money box there, as well as DVD covers. So I know Michelle's got that, and I know Mitch and Lydia's got that. So I don't like to hand out the slip covers. They go, oh shit. Underneath that we've got Genie and his lamp, Mr. Bump. We'll just finish off this shelf actually, so it's not in the video. Why has Mr. Bump got his own shelf? Right, so for example, a funny story. I bought Mr. Bump randomly, right, for the old house, and for some reason when I moved, he ended up in the boot of the car, and then he ended up in the boot of the car, the new car, and then as people don't know this, and he got killed in the car crash badly. Woman came around the corner, wrong side of the road, completely took the left side of my car out, and Mr. Bump was bouncing down the road. And of all the things, because my car got totally written off, Mr. Bump came home with us that day, and Mr. Bump has lived in the house since. There's Mr. Bump. Just a funny story about Mr. Bump. A golf ball behind Mr. Bump, and then we've got ET on the bottom shelf, which thank you very much to Big Dave, and Big Dave donated ET to him, but the fucking ET does not shut up, so he's been debatterified, would be the word. But yeah, I'm going to do the top, yeah, but again, this is just like, it's all going to move. This is what terrifies people, the VHSs, because like, moving all them, but you have to start at the top and work your way down. Now, as much as the roof should have its own video, which it does, and I changed it recently, as a vertigo. So from the corner, from the last video, you can see the light coming out, and then above us we've got like, that's a frame, that white box there. So that's the John Carpenter Studio Canal collection, which a lot of people went, what the fuck have you done? Like, because the Studio Canal collection came out, and like, they are fucking limited as fuck, and unless you worked, I think, in retail, you are a diehard ordering fan, you weren't getting them. And I decided to frame them, and then I was going, where the fuck's this frame going to go? So I screwed it to the ceiling. As you can see, Groot has fallen from the ceiling as well, and getting the light bounces round. So yeah, went on the top there. I'm just seeing what you can actually see. Going back to the lighthouse from the fog, that is up there, so we'll get that overlay on there now. That's the old school VHS 7-inch single that Casper gave us, and the fog 2-disc DVD, and then the lighthouse. I just thought that was really cool. I would love the lighthouse to light up, but it's a solar power one. But as I say, just a little find on the boot sale. And there's a crate up there, critter poster I got, signed by a guy. Unfortunately, the guy didn't really speak. I remember getting it signed and the guy like was proper quiet. And I was like, well, is it because there's a camera looking at you? But that never really found a home. There's a Joker card stuck to the seal. I suppose Jack hasn't nicked that last time he was there. You can see a Godzilla head sort of peeking out there. Fucking vertigo looking up like that. But yeah, we'll cover the rest on the rest. Just try and cover the roof as a jigsaw as I move around. That's fucking vertigo, yeah. Right, let's get the top bit done. Hiya. Alright. So this is the best I can do. You got me hand, alright. Like Bocat Goodworth from Freak. I mean, I could actually do that. I haven't got any socks on today. But, okay, so what we got? So we've got the top shelf is all John Carpenter things. So you've got stuff like the Steelbook collection, everything he's brought out on Blu-ray. A couple of the things are up there, the Steelbooks, thing. That's Studio Canal Connection. And then underneath you've got the Dwayne Johnson Skyscraper. Again, that's a shelf. So that shelf is built from the VHSs just above. The light comes all the way through. And at the very end, which is probably the end of this video, you've got Darkman, which is one of my oldest figures I've actually owned. I fucking love the Darkman. Lost his alternative head and all that kinds of stuff, but he just needs to sit out there and just fucking rain fucking the room. But yeah, he's up the top there. But that's all you can see on this video. Hiya. You alright? And I'll see you in the outtakes.
You forgot about it. The leather art of the Thing, all the way from Turkey. So there's a lady called, I'm going to pronounce it Anya, who's from Turkey, and she has this little table on the main strip in Turkey, and she makes all these leather arts of any picture you want. So Mum and John brought the Thing back for you, didn't they? I have 3 more different ones at home. They're not here, but yeah, she's amazing.
Goodbye, next outtake.
Goodbye, next outtake.
I think the pendulum shift with these outtakes is like, I think with the first one, like showcasing where a lot of the stuff comes from, you can overlay stuff like that, you know what I mean? You can overlay like meet and greets and stuff like that. But once we're in this room, the idea was to try and get around as quick as possible. And like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In my head, I'm thinking that's fucking 7 different videos. As I say, I haven't not gone into a lot of like what's in the collection, because a lot of people are like, what's that VHS up there? I'll be like, I don't fucking know. Well, have a look. I'm like, no. No. But yeah, as I say, just fucking insanity. And I said the next time, I think we'll try and do that corner, the next one. As I say, like, I've got till Friday to get these filmed. But again, filming it, so not the end of that. Let's go back to the sign.
This is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Oh God!
So there we go. Cooper getting hit in the balls, Gally getting hit in the bum. There's the scenes with Jack with the eggs, where I get hit in the head with a coconut.
You sure? Not really.
Oh, me!
I mean, fuck through. Oh yeah, what was that?
No, dude.
I'm done.
No, dude. We've got, look. Look, man, we've got a few eggs.
Go on the top of the nog and hit them. Oh, it's in me fucking
It's in my eye!
Get him with the tomato! Oh my God! Get him with the nut! Get him with the nut!
Yeah, there's a couple of old school better RFA clips. Right, I'll see you in the next time for Arcadia Part 3.